Welcome, drifters. The new update is finally here. So without further ado, I won't go over all of the patch notes because I plan to do a build around each of the new changes, which is going to be like a very long project. So I'll go more in depth on each of the new changes as I do the new builds. But I'll just point out the most important new things added. First of all, we got the 3 new bosses. We've got the new game mode added, draft mode, which starts you at wave 120 and you begin with 35 upgrade points. Basically, you skip the whole early game. Great to test out some builds, especially some builds that struggle a lot in the early game or are hard to set up. Draft mode is perfect for those, which brings me to my second important change. The new Ataraxia works differently. In this way, it goes all the way to 20. If it goes all the way to 20 stacks, you gain a permanent HYPE-rboost. And this is where draft mode is especially good for these types of build where you need to utilize that feature. So the 3 new bosses: alternate wave 20 boss, alternate wave 80 and alternate wave 100 bosses. I won't be doing a full run. I'll just hop into debug mode and try to showcase as many of the new things as I possibly can, so you can gain a better overview of the whole update. This is a massive update, lots of new things. So first of all, let's start with the bosses. I'll hop in not draft mode but into a regular mode. Actually, why not draft? Right, I will hop into a regular run, start debug and see what it means to play against the new boss. There's changes to buffs, nerfs to all different weapons, bodies, all of that kind of things. Balance changes are normal, so I won't be going into depth into any of those. Okay, I'll start. Let's do a split shot. I'll get the temporal shield has actually been significantly buffed. Both shield power and the maximum shields start at 75, not 70, as well as the radius. As also Halo has been buffed significantly as well. Right, I'll get the temporal because I expect that might be good for the new bosses. Carrier, they made very good buffs. No longer do you have penalty to your rate of fire, as well as you got increased shields. So now the carrier is more defined. You go on the route of either constructs, or if you decide to go on a hybrid build, you could consider the carrier as a off-body to the sentinel, kind of shield focused. Anyway, I'll get the carrier. Let's see. I'll try to spawn wave 20. Let's see, do we get the new one? There it is. So brand new music track as well. There are a lot of sound effects that are going to be incorporated for the new bosses. That power up we just saw, that was an armor fragment power up. This is a new power up from this update as well. So that boss spawns these offspring enemies. So apparently it's got that projectile attack and it's got a charging attack. I'm not sure why it's not charging. Maybe it's getting confused because of the swarm This is what the charge attack is. So it doesn't collide with you, which is an interesting mechanic. Because when it charges, it doesn't instantly collide, but rather it deals the damage. And then it collides once you get in touch with the rear part. Let's get targeting. Just get some more damage. See how this one is supposed to be dealt with. Yeah, probably the carrier plus the temporal shield are not the best ones to showcase the enemy behavior, because both the swarm and the temporal, I reckon, they both mess up the behavior a little bit, but so this was the boss. Let me gain like 25 levels, 30 levels. Let's hop into wave 80 to see the other boss. I'll quickly gain some mods. Just get barrage maybe. Homing strike, blah blah blah. Oh, actually, I will get the new infuse super mod. So this is the new Ataraxia. That's how it changed. 5% extra global damage and total maximum health, shields, thrust per unspent upgrade points. This is the same. The attraction power of experience orb has been removed from Ataraxia, and this one has been moved to the final stand super mode, and the final stand has also been buffed. The new things: while you've got 5 or more unspent points, plus 30% body gear powers. If you have 10 or more unspent points, all Ataraxia bonuses are increased by 50%. So, if you've got 10 or more unspent points, all Ataraxia bonuses are increased by 50%. That doesn't mean just the body powers, that means the global damage and the maximum health shields. So that goes to 7.5% and this goes to 1.5%. And while you've got 20 or more unspent points, you permanently have HYPE-rboost. So get that. Warpath is the required mod plus strafe for the new strafing strikes. I'll get into this one later. First I'll try to get discharge, because rear wild mode ricochet. When your weapon projectile would be destroyed on impact, it instead rebounds to an additional time towards a nearby target. Minus 15% projectiles. I'll get this one for the sake of it. I still fire the same amount projectiles, but if I take another one, that will be to minus 30%, and this will still have no impact on our top projectiles. But if I get a third one, then we'll lose one of the 3 split shot projectiles. Let me find discharge quickly. Give myself more rolls. Why is it so hard? Discharge plus magnitude, the requirements for the new infuse mode, super mode. So that's how infuse this. Discharge now deals 8% of your current shield self damage to your health. When you fire your weapon, its base damage is increased by 300% of the self damage dealt by discharge divided between projectiles. So the more projectiles, the more spread your damage is. Nothing, it just further solidifies your chosen weapon path. Discharge bolts of energy originate from your weapon projectiles instead of your shield when they are destroyed on impact. Discharge bolts of energy may trigger up to 12 times per second. This got an interesting synergy with ricochet, because I wonder if this triggers twice, because ricochet triggers when your projectile is destroyed. as well as infuse triggers when the projectile is destroyed, so maybe that triggers twice, not sure, we'll see. Now let's find that infuse, there it is. Let me quickly get the target dummy, see how that looks like. See, you no longer fire your discharge normally. And this is a very good build for the infuse build. Is going to be a very powerful for the carrier because the swarmlings repair the shields, as you can see. And now you can see the damage effect is originating from the projectiles. What I find interesting is it says discharge now deal 8% of your current shield self damage to you. Whatever that means. Does it just lower the total? I thought it would be the host. Anyway, let's get to the new boss. I'll spend all the upgrades quickly. Saturation fire maybe. I'll get the strafing strikes right at the end when, so I don't mess up the build, so I can showcase the bosses. And essence up to finish the thing. Show me. There it is. Alright, let's get to wave 80. Oh, for first time. This is the Crucible boss. Warp disabled. Warp disabled means that you cannot warp screen during the fight, which is a very interesting mechanic. So these things fire around. Got that big projectile. It's a very unique visual effect and like visual design for the boss, because usually it's quite rare to see those kinds of regular straight edged shapes in Novadrift. I mean, not as profound as they are here. So those shapes also do damage you. Nothing that serious. I don't think this fight, it doesn't look like this fight can get out of hand as quickly as the Warbringer fight. Maybe the swarm is making it look much easier than it actually is going to be. So let's see. Yeah, these things, ooh, they do damage you quite a bit. Now I'll try to destroy some of its segments to see what changes. Oops. It looks like it's got a heart, it's got a shield like the Warbringer. It's actually quite tanky. I'm not being able to warp. I don't know how the Leviathan is going to deal with this. Poor Levi. It doesn't look like any of the segments can be broken though. Oh, you can break those small bits. You can break the small mortar projectile looking shapes. Let's see if they spawn as well back. Maybe over the next phase they are going to spawn in. I wonder if Is that a new phase? No. Because with the Warbringer fight, if you destroy the frontal segments of the shell, you know it gets another bullet hell attack and just keeps getting harder and harder the slower you kill the boss. It doesn't look like to be the case. I wonder if you can actually destroy the middle shell without the outside. Definitely, I think construct builds are going to struggle quite a bit for this one, but I don't know, maybe I do have so much damage due to the infuse. So if you have so little shields remaining, the infuse attack probably doesn't trigger at all. Okay, let's get to the wave 100. I'll get a couple of more. I'm level, whatever am I? $35 I'll get. So actually we've got more different stats present in this menu as well as you've got a new screen that displays all your banish modes over here, if you got any. Anyway, let's see. So what if I take shielded constructs? That's probably worse for the infuse, because they won't be able to recover you. But anyway. Another ricochet. 2 projectiles. So this is interesting. We've got 3 projectiles. Minus 2 times 15%, that's 30%. And I would assume the exact 1/3 of 3 projectiles is 33%. So I would assume over 33% is when you lose your 3rd projectile, but it doesn't look like. Okay, let's see if we can find the boss. Good old Seraph. Actually, I'm not dealing that much damage. I think I'm not prepared for the last boss. Let's see again. The new music kicks in. The fuck, is that a vortex? Does his screen warp? Yes, it's pulling you. Scorching wake projectiles. So these are for the lag. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's protecting, the cherub is protecting the head, so I would assume maybe the head is a weak point. Okay. Wow. I would have never guessed that this could be the wave 100 boss. A complete opposite to the Seraph, which is a much more like action-packed, like a very fast boss. This one is much more slower but so powerful. Amazing. We don't get to see if it had the other attacks, but that's it for now. Right, back to the menu. We saw the new bosses. We saw the infuse super mode. Now we saw the ricochet. Now let's see the strafing strikes and the charged shields. Right off the bat, I will start. Let's do a draft mode for the sake of it. Grenade, actually the charge shields. So grenade would be good with what, maybe temporal or halo. Oh yeah, maybe halo. Let's see. So sentinel buffed mostly, plus 25% shield effect radius from the get-go, 10% extra shield effect power, 10% shield damage resistance, minus rate of fire. So I'll get the sentinel and I'll try to get the shields. What was that actually about? The charge shields. So the charge shields, I'm not sure what mods actually we needed to get. Oh yeah, I will get a drone, so we've got all the new drones. Let's check those out as well. First, the new drone tree. Drones, Grace Protocol, Subsumption, Advanced Engineering. I'll get these as well later. So magnitude. I assume we need to get payload. So charge shot, a prerequisite for 3 different super mods. Charge mines, rancor, and charge shields. So we need focus shields. That's what it is. The focus shields. So radiant shields, plus 50% shield effect radius. Let me just quickly see what that looks like with the sentinel. I did the focus shields. Get weaponized. The new rare mode, Challenger. So the moment you pick this one, it triggers immediately no matter what wave you are, either if you are in the middle of a wave or regardless what you're doing currently. So immediately the enemy appears. So if you got a possession or revelation and you pick this multiple times, then all the waves are triggered at the same time, like the challenge enemies. Summons a challenger, a champion or boss enemy bearing increased power and orb drops. Each subsequent challenger is stronger and grants more orbs than the last. If the challenger is destroyed, it will draw a random power up, and if it's destroyed you gain 1 level. So if you manage to survive the wave, you refund your point that you spent on this mod, you get some extra orbs to level up quicker, and a random power up. So currently now we've got 4 power ups in the game. The Medicharge, we've got Boost, the HYPE-rboost, we've got the Reroll, and we've got the new armor fragments. I'll get this mod as well. So where's... Why I'm not... There it is. Charge shields. While charging your weapon, 25% of your charge value applies to your shield effect radius and shield effect power up to a maximum 100%. The charge value applied to your shield effect radius and power will begin decaying briefly after you fired. So I'm not sure whether 25% of your charge value is taken from the charging weapon and applied to the shield or just in addition. We'll see shortly enough. Actually I could take Ataraxia and I'll get 20 like upgrades. So with 20 upgrades with Ataraxia we will have permanent HYPE-rboost and all the body gear powers and all this, and that's it. So this is what the halo looks like now, with both radiant and focus shields. So right off the bat this looks much bigger than it's normal. Next we got the new stats body gear powers to 145%. which should have been, yeah, because 30% plus 50% over 30, 145. Yes, right. And so I assume the block is the challenger here. So holding the charge button increases the shield power, as you can see. So I can keep holding this. So it gave us an armor power up. I'm not actually sure what do they exactly give. So you can keep holding the charge like so. Clear all the small waves. And when there's a big enemy, you can release and destroy the boss. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks more powerful than a hidden power build. It's likely due to the 20 stacked, because now we've got 250 global damage and shield effect modifier 300%, effect radius 470. Oh, the charge shields are actually looking incredible, not gonna lie. I wonder how Maelstrom is going to interact with all this. Oh, actually temporal. Imagine the whole screen being slowed. Oh, that's awesome. It's not dealing that much damage, but I haven't taken any mods to improve the... Uh-oh. Chuckles. I could get... The shield is back. And so my hopes. Holy. That was a very strong... That seemed like a very strong charge to the grenade. Oh, it's because of the HYPE-rboost. Charges so quickly. That's amazing. How? That's amazing. Let's see what would that look like without Ataraxia. Oh! Let's get the strafing strikes on top of this. Strafing strikes. Warpath is needed as well. Let's see. So, while you are strafing, your weapon automatically fires from your broadsides with 200% rate of fire. Plus 1 projectile. You can no longer fire your weapon. Strafe now has a longer cooldown and has half the speed. What? While you are strafing, your weapon automatically fires from your broadsides, but you can no longer fire. Plus 1 projectile. So you can fire from both sides if you got just one. How does that interact with the charge shields? Are you able to charge them? Let's see. No, we are not able to charge. Huh? Wait a minute. So when you strafe, the strafe is actually almost barely recognizable. It still travels roughly the same distance. It looks like it travels the same distance, but much slower. And because we've got the charged attack, it just charges the attacks in charges. And you can actually fire attack much quicker this way. That's interesting. Oh, wait a minute. If you keep strafing, the shield effect keeps growing as well, so because both modes interact. So if I stop firing, this is how it goes back. Let's see if we can get it to the highest effect. Let's get the shield as big as it was before. Huh. Ooh. What? So rate of fire. We need the rate of fire mods. This. What else can I get? What if I get siege actually? So the siege is not utilized, seems. Wait. So if you need convergence with that. Convergence and propulsive. What? So the propulsive munitions actually have no downside. What was that damage? Holy shit. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, so many interesting possibilities already. What if I swap the weapon to the split shot? Let's see. Huh? Damage is not bad at all. Oh, come on. Let's see. Let's try wave 100 once again. Not you. There's a new one. Alright, let's see. Oh, that boss looks amazing. So mysterious looking. Oh, the vortex actually deals quite a bit of damage. The fuck, 10,000 heal. The charge split shot is doing a lot of damage too. Huh. Get vortex. Wow, charged vortex. Ha ha ha. Oh, so many different possibilities there. Right, let's see what else. What else? We tried the ricochet, we saw the challenger mode, we saw the 3 super modes. Added a new power up to the game, the armor fragment. Steam Deck is now fully supported. You can now enable large text from the settings menu. Spanish localization, so large text. Enable large text. Oh, I guess for the Steam Deck that would be much more convenient. Okay, let's see what else. Drone. Oh, the drones! I completely forgot about the new drones and the new mines. We're doing an engineer run. NG. So we don't need. I don't need a weapon. Don't think so. No. Shield, amp, body. One very important detail. RIP The architect mine constructs you deploy have 30% maximum hull. All this is the same, but 30% blast radius from mine plus 30% mine effect, which was 50% before. A significant, almost 50% reduction to the overpowered mines. So there you go. Say goodbye to the singularities created from thermal lances. Now let's get the NG. I will try the mines as well. Assemble or deploy mines that detonate when enemies within their trigger radius or after 10 seconds. Showering a large area with bomblets. Interesting. So damage, bomblet damage 50% of base damage, bomblet count. Assembly time 2 seconds. Loaded mines. On detonation, instead of creating bomblets, your mines fire your weapon in a radial spread. Oh, mine assembly time is doubled. Okay. Minefield. Your mines are deployed all at once in a cluster. Your mines cause a chain reaction when they detonate, increasing total mine damage and mine effect by 5% for each mine detonated. Plus 3 mine construct limit, 50% assembly speed, minus maximum health, all the regular stuff. Retribution. When you take a hull hit, blah 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 blah. What's changed? Mines deployed by retribution gain 30% total mine damage and mine effect. Very, very interesting. I'll get the mine. So Caltrops has been removed, it seems. I will get minefield this time to try it out. There are the drones. The defense drones, yeah, but I will say one thing, I tried it earlier. Just one point in defense drones, then you get the arc barrier, plus the rampart position which is built into the defense drones. So drone specialist plus defense drones plus arc barrier and the regular drones. So for 4 points you get an incredibly strong defense against projectiles for all like self-shot builds, which we used to do before most of the time, but now it just gets so much potent, especially against tracers and like Myrmidons and Bullocks. Arc barrier is very strong. Let's continue. I won't be getting loaded mines. There they are, the assault drones. Convert your drones into assault drones. Extra rate of fire. Gain a new formation. Pursuit formation built in with the drones. Retribution. Yeah, I will get one. Subsumption. You may deploy your drones before they are assembled at the cost of your hull. So you've got your keybind for drone assembly and ally assembly. So not sure how would that work. Formation battalion. This has been changed. No longer the assault drones can like at all. No longer the drones have the missile mode. They no longer can fire missiles. However, in battalion formation, the drones gain a new weapon. Beam cannons that penetrate enemy ranks. Reduced fire rate but 100% total damage. Elegant construction. Shielded constructs. Terminal directive. When a drone would be destroyed, it instead accelerates towards the nearest enemy on a collision course and explodes, dealing damage proportional to its maximum speed and hull. Without any tests, you can already tell this is a great improvement over burnout reactor builds. We're getting the overseer. We're getting the fleet commander. So 2 of your drones are promoted to commander drones. Commanders have 200% damage and apply 1 vulnerability with their attacks. So the quicker they attack, the quicker they apply vulnerability. When a commander is destroyed, another is promoted after 3 seconds plus 1 drone limit. Mortar. Yeah, let's get mortar then. Apex. Machinery, of course. What else? Subsumption, no. Ataraxia. Wait a minute. I'll get Ataraxia and see how that looks. So currently we've got 14 drones. And with that Ataraxia, 15 and 17 mines. Meh. Let's see what the... Oh! Not only a new sprite effect for their attacks, but like... Holy shit. So this is the normal attack. This is the pursuit formation. Wow. They actually work, you can see the commander drones. They actually work similarly to the way the swarm damage works. Because of the vulnerability applied, they can now quickly melt down bosses. The quicker, the longer they keep on firing on the same target. Also, actually, the carrier could become much more potent in general because of this, like pure construct builds. Let's see. Can I see the... what was that called? The terminal directive where they collide with an enemy. Oh, they destroy everything so quickly. Huh. So the attacks actually converge at a specific point, which means for the most optimal effect you have to keep yourself at a specific distance. No. Oh, we've got mortar, I forgot. Ha! No. No. Oh, come on. That was so interesting. I'll hop in again and quickly do it. So turrets all around, each level of the turret have been improved by flat. Turret missiles deal 100% damage, 4% extra rate of fire per level, 4% max hull. All around turret has been improved, so pure turret builds. Awesome. Drone specialist. Drones. 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 Drone. Drone. I actually need the bastion as well, so I can unlock the priority 0. We get tactical link, we get battalion, we get more rerolls, support specialist, apex. I'll have the burnout reactors unlocked for later. So that's basically it. The whole droneage. What else can I get? Leaf on the wind. Oh, for evolutionary, yeah, why not? Leave. More revolutionary niches. Gimme. Yes! Something very important. Wild mode Defiance is no longer a rare wild mode. So do what you gotta do with this now. Why do I don't see leaf on the wind? I've got the mods. Gimme. I'm gonna take Apotheosis as well later, but can't seem to find it. Gimme Strafe. Challenger. Oh, getting this double challenger. And then Bravado. Let's see how that looks like. Holy shit, the drones are doing so much damage. It's actually absurd. That's with the... Oh, actually, wait a minute. We need the amp shield. Oh yes, more. Give me the amp. What about Apotheosis? What else I don't have? I got this. There it is. And one last thing. Let's get efficiency. Huh. It was also mentioned that your constructs no longer attack the bulwarks from their front end, so that's great. So the challenger wave seemed a bit too easy to me. I don't know. So I guess you would be reserving this the battalion formation attack for like area for like small waves. Let's see, maybe something similar to this. Let's see. Whoop. The drones are wrecking. Wow. The drones are actually... They've actually learned from the swarm and they became a better swarm. Okay. Stop all this. Let's go against this one. Mega easy. Omega easy. So far. I mean, I'm way too over leveled for this, but... Oh, wait a minute. Can we get 2 of those? Not 2 of you, unfortunately. I wasn't looking for 2 of you. Yeah, we could get several. Okay. Wave 100. Here we go. Let's see. So this is where the projectiles converge. Is that where we're supposed to? What? So much damage. It's because they're attacking the weak. The head must be a weak point, because they're attacking straight up into the head. Yeah, when they're attacking the backside, they don't nearly deal as much damage. Come on, finish it. Nice. Nice. 24 drone limits. Let's get some turrets then. What if I get the burnout? Let's see. So the burnout reactors with pursuit formation. Oh, and then now they're doing the, what was that called? Terminal directive. When a drone will be destroyed, it instead accelerates toward the nearest enemy. So that means even if the drone dies further away, so that the burnout reactor's self-destruction damage is too far away and it doesn't trigger to the enemy, it still goes next to it and then triggers the burnout. Oh, that's completely busted. Well, it's not busted, but it's viable now. We can spend hull. We can now spend hull to spawn more drones. So how does that happen? How to deploy? Deploy drone hotkey number 1. Let's see. Yeah, by tapping the... I understand now. So by tapping the button, you can spawn in the drones quicker, like pew 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 pew. Interesting. So that means like rapid reconstruction built with burnout reactors. Okay. Okay, let's go later. Wave 400. Can we make it? Oh, what a nasty combo. Hey. That's that. Let's see what else have we got in the patch. Drone reworks, all the drone things. Mine reworks with all the mines. Quality of life. Like drones, allies can now access their specialization trees, Guardian, Interceptor from the first ally mode instead of the evolution mode. Great. All player constructs avoid firing at bulwarks. Bulwarks won't fire a shoot retaliation at a player construct, only the player. Juggernauts will not charge at player constructs. These changes also affect the decoy guardians. Awesome. Ataraxia rework. Gameplay changes. Railgun now uses ray casting to make its hit position pixel perfect. This allows for accurate strikes on enemy weak points and also removes the possibility of a very fast projectile skipping its target. Singular strike plus 15% damage size and blast modifiers are now multiplicative with the fusion modifiers. Cargo boxes can now additionally drop armor fragments and medi charges. HYPE-rboost power up total regeneration multiplier from 100% to 33%. So, which is consistent with its increases to fire rate and thrust. So thrust, regeneration and fire rate increases by 33% while under the effect of HYPE-rboost. Added support for scaling enemy in the game by sight, speed and damage. This stage is used by wild mode challenger. So the challenger mode not only spawns like the strongest version of each enemy or a boss, but can actually modify its speed, damage and size like indefinitely, because each next challenger mode becomes stronger and stronger. Mods you've banished are now displayed on the right side of the upgrade screen. Experience orb and power-ups are now very resistant to singularities. The pause menu now displays more data: friction percentage, recovery percentage, body gear powers, upgrades numbers, rerolls, wild mode zoned, constant self damage taken. Player balance changes. This is an important one as well. Grenade base damage increased from 85 to 90. Grenade base velocity increased. Grenade sprite size increased. Grenade minimum cluster blast size increased. Grenade cluster travel range increased. All around buffs for the grenade. Slightly reduced railguns targeting. Carrier no longer has minus fire rate. Carrier has plus 10 shields. Carrier's chance to spawn elite or champion swarm construct now scales with modifiers to body powers. Sentinel shield effect power reduced from 15 to 10%, but shield radius from 15 to 25. Architect mine effect reduced from 50 to 30%. Halo burn damage increased from 180 to 240. Ignite damage increased from 120 to 180. Reflect buffed. Reflect shield buffed. Temporal shield buffed. Change reworked charge shot mechanics. Basically, charge shot is much stronger on the later ends and weaker in the beginning, so that prevents like spamming small charge shots. Sanctuary slightly buffed. The charge slightly buffed. Self-destruction base damage increased from 50 to 100%. Mortar buffed. Lots of buffs to turrets. Shield radius mod buffed from 20 to 25. Radiant shields shield radius increased from 40 to 50. Conversion now grants 5 plus 5 to base hull and shields before conversion. Blitz reworked. Blitz now works as long as the enemy hull is at or above 95% and it hasn't been triggered yet. So like Dying Star, all sorts of small burn and ignite damage are no longer going to disable Blitz, which is an amazing change. Celestial Surge base damage increased by 50%. 50%. Surge attacks degenerate less quickly. Hypermetabolism regeneration increased from 45 to 60%. Defiance mode is now common instead of rare. Maelstrom now uses a different formula, so it's not as OP. Last time death results in 60% reduction to maximum health and shields instead of 75. And the attraction power of experience orb from Ataraxia is moved to last end. Barrage damage modifier basically buffed. Barrage. Warp strike no longer has a malus to projectile velocity or size. However, projectiles that have warped have 50% result targeting. Improve the way Phantom Strike interacts with Station Omega. Enemy. Perfect, great change. Been waiting for this one for a while. Enemy balance changes, blah 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 blah. A lot of changes. So many, much more changes. Amazing. If anyone wants to try, this patch is still very buggy, still has a lot of issues. This is on the experimental version of the game. I will put the info in the description on how to play on the experimental, as well as how to leave feedback on the Discord for the update. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with the new builds.